Hello guys, and welcome back to Trial and Timber. In this video I am putting together this lovely planter. Now I'm going to show you the full steps that I go through to build this planter. It's fully customizable. You can make it taller, bigger, wider, whatever you want. But I've started selling these as a bit of a side project. It seems to be very popular. There's not many designs out there that have got these nice chunky legs, and I'm using these decking boards to match people's deckings because that's what most people's got, and they are a real hit. Let's get into it. So to build this planter, we're going to need 4 legs at 40 centimetres, 2 rails at 30 centimetres, 12 pieces of decking board at 30.5 centimetres, and 2 bottom boards at 32 centimetres. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put pocket holes in the back of all of these with my trusty pocket hole jig. So we're just going to get the board, put it in the clamp, and get our pocket hole drill bit. Flip the board over and repeat. I'm going to do this for every piece of decking board. Then you take one of your legs, 3 of your decking boards, a 4th leg, line them up. I'm using a couple of blocks here to line up the bottom of my legs so I get them nice and even. And then I use a piece of scrap wood. I'll screw that in to hold it nice and tight. And now I can go ahead and I can put the screws into the pocket holes and get this all clamped up. And there we have one side. We'll just need to repeat that. So once you've built your 2 sides, just a case of putting your measuring blocks in place to work out where your legs need to be. Clamp it down on the side just like before and put all the screws in the pocket holes. If you've got clamps, you might want to use clamps. And then put your last few screws in. So once you've screwed the last side in, we can tip it over. And you can see our planter has taken shape. It is now time just to put the inside rails in and then the floor. And then we can get it dressed up ready for its owner. I put the rail in on one of the sides, screw it straight down. I use these blocks to mark up from the bottom. You could put this further up if you didn't want to fill it full as much soil, but I put it there so people can put bigger rooted plants and stuff like that in these planters with them being quite small. It's down to how much soil's in there for how well things grow really. So we'll put that on this side, flip it over, and we'll do the other side as well. So you've just seen me sanding the tops nice and smooth, just to make them look a little bit better for the client, a bit better presented. We've got the rails attached on the sides, and I've dropped these boards. These are the 150mm wide boards. Dropped them in place. I'm going to put a screw on each end, just screw them into the rail, and they are sacrificial, so over time they may rot. They can be replaced, and obviously we can just put a new bit of timber in. So it keeps these going for a lot longer than your generic cheap timber planters, because these are designed to be replaced. So we'll get that done, and then it's just a case of putting the weed membrane and the damp proof membrane in these, and this is done for the client because they don't want any finish on it. You can see we've got the screws on the boards now. Just need to put some drainage holes in. So here we can see the unit is all constructed with the holes in. This is what they're like underneath. You can see that got drainage holes, got gaps either side for more drainage, but obviously we do have damp-proof membrane to go in. And that is the next step. So we have some of this weed membrane that allows water to drain through, but obviously not weeds and roots and stuff like that. That goes in the very bottom. And then we have damp-proof membrane, which attack around the sides to help preserve the wood. Now, this customer doesn't want this one staying in, so it's still obviously in its treated colour. But I've done dark oak, and I've done grey, and I've done black and all sorts. But this one doesn't need staying in, so now I can just put the membrane in, and then these are done. So just positioned the weed membrane just across the bottom to stop it from going down the holes. And I'll use my nail gun. Just to staple it in place so it doesn't move. Now we can do the exact same process with the damp-proof membrane and tack it along the inside edge. And there we are, the insides to protect the wood has been lined with the damp-proof membrane. We've got the weed membrane at the bottom, which allows the water to drain through to the drainage holes. Voila! This is finished for the customer. Here's another planter that I did, dark oak with black legs, with a bench attachment, so it's a double planter.